I just need you guys' support in helping to free my son. My son is 20.
Recognized her face. This you, sis? This you? Yeah, that's you.
I done found my tribe. Hold on, stop scrolling. Stop scrolling, because I done found my tribe.
And your son is facing 21. The 2-for-1 felon deal goes great.
Hold up, stop. This you? You voted
Stitch. Oh, because you know for a fact that if the majority of black and brown
I just need you guys' support in helping to free my son. My son is 23 years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice.
This MAGA mom is facing a harsh reality. Her 23-year-old son is now looking at 21 years behind bars, caught in a justice system that was never meant to protect him. The bitter twist? The very policies she supported helped make it happen.
Oh, stop scrolling. Stop scrolling, because I done found my tribe. MAGA family, AFF family, Trump supporters. Oh my God, I done found my tribe. I have been exiled by the black community. A lot of us have been exiled by the black community. But when I say the MAGA family, the AFF family, my snow bunnies, my Hispanic bunnies, oh my God, when I say the support has been mad real, it has been mad real, and I just want to thank y'all for embracing us, okay? Because we have been exiled from the black community.
She didn't just vote against her own rights. She unknowingly sealed her son's fate, handing his future to a system designed to work against him. She believed she was making a bold, independent choice, setting herself apart. But in reality, she turned her back on her community, her history, and even her own family, all for a red hat and the illusion of belonging to a group that would never truly accept her.
Yo, Trump supporters are either clueless or they're shameless. Because if I knew I voted for Trump and things have turned out like this, my head is in the sand. I'm not coming out. But you're a motherfucking shameless or bitches are just clueless. My God.
Your hand with a napkin in between when I say this, go ask your tribe. Because us over here, the 92%, we attended the cookout with Kamala on November 5th. But you, with the other 8%, wanted to go to the picnic, and now you're upset because your son is the Nick they picked? I'm not understanding. The switch up is crazy. Now you're wearing blue, you're using blue hearts, you're talking about some free the masses, you're using the black power fist. Stink a butt, call it a J-Lo concert ticket, no one's buying it. You are getting exactly what you voted for. You voted for the racist felon, and they say, you know what? Let's double it and give it back to her. So now you got 4 more years, and your son is facing 21. The 2-for-1 felon deal goes great.
Now, let's rewind. During the campaigns, she wasn't just a supporter. She was a full-blown disciple, draped in red and preaching the gospel of Trump like he was America's savior. She bought into the dream he was selling, not realizing it was just repackaged snake oil. And the kicker? She's black. She claimed the black community had exiled her, painting herself as some kind of misunderstood freedom fighter. But in her mind, she'd found a new home, a so-called family in MAGA.
It has been mad real, and I just want to thank y'all for embracing us, okay? Because we have been exiled from the black community. We have been called Uncle Toms, Auntie Toms, told to jump off a bridge, and some of everything else under the sun. We have been totally annihilated by our own. But we have been embraced by you guys. I have found my tribe.
She once proudly declared, "I have found my tribe," embracing a movement that clutches its pearls at black boys in hoodies and sees black motherhood as nothing more than a political inconvenience, until they need a photo op. Back then, she couldn't hear the warnings. She was too busy line dancing at rallies, chanting for more years, and praising Trump for telling it like it is. She thought aligning herself with power made her immune to oppression. Plot twist. It didn't. Now, it's her son behind that glass, his name on those court documents, facing a sentence longer than some mass shooters. Suddenly, the slogans don't sound so empowering. And now, she's crying out for help from the very community she turned her back on.
What did you think was going to happen? the leader of your tribe was gonna give your son a pardon too? Didn't nobody tell you that was an all-white party? Unfortunately, there's been a tariff placed on thoughts and prayers, so I don't have those for you, but maybe it's time to put back on your cape. You know, this one. It's fun to stay at the JAIL. Or whatever the song said, girl, I don't know. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
Years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice.
Racial injustice? Huh. Hold up, stop. This you? You voted for a man that wants to give police and all legal aspects of it full, unimpugnable power, and now you're complaining about racial injustice. So you can see why it's hard for me to want to believe you or take you serious in any facet. And I'm sorry, what is it you said again?
So put the word out there that racial injustice within the Black and brown community has gotten out of hand, and enough is enough.
Yeah, I thought you said that, but again, this is you though, right? It's only important for one thing and one thing alone. Anyway, I don't want it to come off that I'm being heartless, so thoughts and prayers, concepts of a thought and prayer for your son. Maybe get the MAGA crowd to help you free him. Call Uncle Donnie or Daddy Elon. I don't know. It's fucking nice out here, though. My flowers are growing. The flowers are coming out of the tree. Good luck. Maybe get your tribe to help you out, because I'll be honest with you, I don't care.
You can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
My son was defending himself, and unfortunately, most Black and brown people, individuals, whether you are a man or a woman here in Colorado, do not have the right to use self-defense. The judge denied my son's self-defense. Therefore, that same judge sentenced my son to 21 years in prison. Right now, I am fighting to free my son. I have a strong appellate attorney and an attorney team, but right now we just need some support to put the word out there that racial injustice within the Black and brown community has gotten.
She's traded her red for blue, but not in the way she expected. The MAGA merch is gone, replaced by regret. Now she's online, pleading for help, saying she didn't know, didn't see this coming. But the truth? We did. We told her. Again and again, we said this wasn't just politics, it was survival. That some policies don't hit the same when your skin's a certain shade. But she ignored it, drowned us out with cheers and chants, convinced she was different. She picked the cameras and rallies over the lived reality of her own people. And now, she wants grace. And sure, she's a mother. Her pain is real. No one wants to see their child behind bars, swallowed by a system designed to break him. But here's the thing. You can't build the machine and then cry when it turns on you. This isn't about blame, it's about reckoning. She played a role in amplifying the very system that's now caging her own son. And that's the bitter truth. When you vote against your own, when you turn your back on your community, you aren't just making a choice. You're handing power to something that was never meant to serve you. And that's the tragedy, because she's not alone. There are so many like her, convinced that proximity to privilege is protection, that aligning with power makes you immune. But systems don't care how loudly you cheered if your skin makes you a target. And now her son? He's the proof. And she's learning too late that political cosplay won't save you in real life. You can't wave a red hat in the face of systemic injustice and expect it to back down. It doesn't care who you voted for. It never did.
Masses. So if you guys could just support me in helping free the masses, put the word out here that racial injustice within the Black and brown community is enough. I have been in tears. Some days are better than others. I've been totally heartbroken. Feels like my heart has been ripped out of my chest. But that same energy of pain that I put it into a fight. And right now I am literally fighting the racial injustice system throughout the state of Colorado. And once I get my son and these other babies up out of there, I'm coming around. I'm going global with this. I would love to go global with this to free a nation. Hashtag enough is a
Someone sent me a video of a woman who was crying about her black son being locked up due to racial injustice. And I'm sure that many of you have seen this video because it has been sent to me many times by many of my followers. When I first saw the video, I thought, oh my God, this is terrible. But then I recognized her face. This you, sis? This you? Yeah, that's you. I remember you. Remember you found your tribe. Remember? I remember you saying that they weren't racist. Remember? Where's your hat at? Why you ain't rocking your hat in this video? You was rocking it so proudly in this video. Go put your hat back on, sis. Go get your tribe. And black women, be careful. Because there's a lot of y'all in the comments section lifting her voice up when she voted against your interest. And she even antagonized us in her comments section when we told her she voted wrong. Careful, careful.
About racial injustice while you were stumping for Trump. Because now your son is facing 21 years and you want us to come together. Is this you? Because I'm positive I remember you in that MAGA hat.
I don't do fakeness. You may not like what I say, but you'll always know.
Girl, if you don't call your tribe, because you said they were your tribe.
Yeah, I done found my tribe. Hold on, stop scrolling. Stop. All right, y'all, this is my last post for the night. This one actually goes out to our future president, Donald Trump. All right, so the proper word is curing.
Wait, stop. Rolling. Real quick. I just need you guys' support in helping to free my son. My son is 23 years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice. My son was defending himself, and unfortunately, most black and brown people, individuals, whether you are a man or a woman, here in Colorado, do not have the right to use self-defense. The judge denied my son's self-defense.
How are we supposed to help and you limited the comments and people can't do it or stitch? Oh, because you know for a fact that if the majority of black and brown people found out that you were out here stumping for Trump, that they wouldn't be studying you or your...
You know that the work passes on and you turn into an ancestor and you start doing the spiritual work to help your people heal.
So is he one of your ancestors? Or MAGA, so it's only fitting. The fact that you were gloating that you voted racial injustice onto another group of brown and black people because you were dumb enough to think that that same racial injustice that you voted for wouldn't come back to get you.
My son is 23 years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice.
Because my ancestors, my grand aunt Artemisia Bowden, who is a literal saint in her city with many buildings named after her, and my grandfather's cousin Al Freeman Jr. pictured here with James Baldwin, my ancestors will probably come out of resting in power to snatch my ass up if I used my vote, the vote that the voting rights that my ancestors fought and died for, and used it to betray them by voting away their entire life's work, their blood, sweat, and tears by voting for a man who is now overturning segregation. You voted to further perpetuate racial injustice on brown and black people when you voted for a man who called for the death penalty on 5 wrongly accused, exonerated brown and black boys. A man that campaigned on immunity for police officers and recently stated that he will be giving reparations to police officers. This is the man that you voted for, and now you're going to sit here and cry that our justice system is unfair to your black son. At this point, summon your Uncle Ruckus ancestors, put your red MAGA hat back on, tap dance your way back to your tribe, your MAGA family, and celebrate your son's arrest, because that's what you voted for.
So where do we go from here? That's the tough part, the part no one likes to face. Do we stand up for her son? Absolutely, because justice shouldn't pick favorites. We fight for him, not because of her choices, but despite them, because that's what real community does. It doesn't just show up when it's easy. It stands firm, even in the face of betrayal. But let this be a lesson. When you back oppression, believing it won't come for you, you're not avoiding the fight. You're just making yourself an easier target. And maybe the real question is, how many more will fall into this trap before people realize that some votes go beyond politics? They shape the air your kids breathe, the schools they learn in, the way the system treats them. So yes, she's sorry now, but what happens when sorry isn't enough? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if this made you think twice, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around. Because up next, we're diving into a story even wilder than this one. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.